Lost in the discussion about all the people who've crossed our southern border illegally is the highly educated people who come to America to study and then use their talents to boost the U.S. economy.
Yeah, most of them get master's degrees and PhDs, and as you'll see in tonight's Buckley Report, it can become a family affair.
At the Joint School of Nanoscience and Nanoengineering in Greensboro, it is a family affair, as Frank Turcor works with his younger brother, Panison.
After my bachelor's degree, he was still in high school, so I took a teaching job in that same high school where he was, so I was his chemistry teacher.
They are from Nigeria and one of 3 sets of siblings working at the school right now, along with Tasmia and Tanjina Islam from Bangladesh.
Interestingly, everybody's in North America.
Everybody, yes.
My elder sister lives in Boston, my brother lives in Toronto.
And Frederick and Kelvin Adra from Ghana.
I thought I was going to be in Ghana for a long time until he came here and he started telling me a lot about the United States, like in Greensboro in particular, about the community. It's like this Greensboro is like a prototype of Ghana in terms of the lifestyle here, the way the people are receptive.
Interestingly, the siblings often split on what they want to do. Tasmia wants to teach, Tanjina prefers research. Frank Turcor decided research was his choice when he first left Nigeria back in 2018 and didn't feel well.
When I was in my country, most of the time when I feel this way, malaria usually is the case. That was when I started thinking that there could be so many people who probably are coming from other countries and getting sick, going through the same problem. That made me to move towards that direction with the hope that I will develop something that can be used to screen different kinds of diseases.
There were adjustments they had to make in their new home. For Frederick,
Americans, in general, they are really hardworking people. And when they are working, they really work. And when they are playing, they really play.
And for his brother Kelvin,
when I saw the grading system, it looked really tough. But then once I realized that in the United States, when you study a lot and you put in the effort, you get what it deserves.
What each set of siblings seems to agree on is they have found a form of the American dream.
But yes, American dream, that is into us now, to make a good life.
I honestly believe that this is the land of opportunities. I feel like the U.S. is really special in providing people who are not from here the opportunity to be people in the society. And I think if you are willing to work, I think the sky is your limit here.
There are still yearnings for home, but all 6 of these highly educated people are beginning to see themselves as American.
I feel like as much as I have responsibility to my country, I also have responsibility here too. So I need to do everything within my power to give back to the community that had blessed me so much.
Bob Buckley.
It's been an honor and privilege to be here, actually.
Fox 8 News.
All 6 of those people you met in Bob's report either plan to live in the U.S. full-time or at least spend much of their lives here.